Welcome back to Weebology, everybody.
What the heck is up?
Oh, I'm your weary but streamlined Professor Ricky.
I want to sleep 40 hours.
I want to sleep an entire work week.
Yes.
Pay me to do that. I'll be a better employee if you let me sleep.
I'm working from home, boss. Don't worry about me.
Oh, I noticed that you didn't come to all 5 of your meetings today. What were you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. It was deep in the cut.
Sorry, when you're just so busy, boss. Is it really worth it to go to a meeting?
If anything, it's your fault. You gave me this work.
It just seems like maybe, this meeting could have been an email, right?
All 5 of these meetings could have been one email chain.
Yeah.
That's all it could have been. And the amount of times in my life I have said that to other people, and they're like, yeah, no, I totally agree. You set the fucking meeting.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing? But I am, for YouTube gang, you may have noticed the flow is no mo. I've totally went streamlined, high and tight, back to the old days. And frankly, I love it. My morning routine went from minutes to seconds, and it's great. I've missed this desperately.
I see.
But I'm also wary because I'm moving a lot of my shit. Actually, everything of the shit that I
That
own.
is generally
That's how moving
works.
goes. Yeah.
You don't just take, I don't know, half your stuff.
And leave it for the rest of the apartment complex. Like, you want this awesome wall sconce? Take it. Take a pair. Just keep it. It'll up the value of the apartment, obviously. But I mean, Ethan and we're busy boys lately. We're very busy.
Yeah, crazy busy.
Cue yawn. Immediate. It's perfect.
I told you I need 40 hours of recuperation.
I know. I get it. I mean, I've been all day moving. He's been
Sleeping.
NBA grooving, and
Nah, I've been sleeping.
I've been sleeping. But we are here to give you some of that anime goodness. And I don't have my phone on me because there's one thing before we get into today's episode topic that I promised I would rectify. And it's someone in our Discord that you can get in, $1 and up on our Patreon. Shameless plug, no big deal.
Do what you gotta do, boss.
Do what you gotta do. And this person, Sky, shout out to Sky, has their own podcast, by the way, Talking Anime with Mitch and Sky. He had come to me and said, boss, professor, OG, I have something, I have a bone to pick with you. I have brought up Log Horizon, me, Ricky, personally, brought up Log Horizon many times on the show to use as an example of what an isekai that dives into the mechanics of the world better than most have. However, I've gotten one big, notable, citation drastically wrong. And I wanted to give the props, the attaboys, for a student doing their due diligence and telling me where I was wrong. Essentially, I kept saying that the cooking in that world, until you go into the menu structure, can you actually cook good food? This is dead wrong. And I had forgotten because I hadn't watched season 1 in a very, very long time. Apparently, the way it speaks more to the point of Log Horizon, where you actually have to have the chef class, and then only when you have that class, cook the food like you normally would, and then and only then do you get delicious food. Otherwise, it's absolute mush. It's garbage. It's that shit you cook in Breath of the Wild from Zelda when you fail miserably, and it's that fucking garbage plate of monster parts and bullshit. But there it is.
Yeah, it sounds kind of good.
Yeah, right. It's a nice little, it's calories. I mean, it's going to get the job done.
Monster plate?
Monster
Yum.
plate, baby. Let's go. But yeah, that only speaks more to Log Horizon's ability to work with the game mechanics for interesting storytelling. And the point I had was valid. The citation was dead off. And to that, Sky,
you can't get them all 100%.
You can't get them all 100%,
right?
but I'm here to rectify. If you come at us with a well-formed argument, hey, we hear you, you got this dead wrong, I'll clear the record.
Yeah.
I'll state it. I'll slate it. It's all good. So Sky, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And you got your airtime, as I promised.
Yeah, there you go, man.
And there it is. But Ethan, main topic today. What are we doing? What are we here for?
Today we are doing Spring 2021 anime preview.
This is a segment or kind of a show topic we do every so often, literally 4 times a year. And it
weirdly enough,
it's like they come in seasons or something. Inevitable. The rolling anime machine always turns.
It's inevitable snap, you know, that kind of thing.
I am inevitable. Anime is inevitable. So what we do, instead of reviewing the season past, we look ahead at the next season to come and speculate wildly.
Very wildly.
And
based off of the terrible little Annie Lister Mal little blurbs.
We look at a poster, the studio, and the synopsis. And if those strike a chord, then they win the day. But
you've won the day, sir.
And sometimes we get it dead wrong. But sometimes we pick the sleepers out. And I don't know, you haven't really looked at this much, but I do think that spring 2021, God bless you, spring 2021 is looking to be, I wouldn't say is jam-packed with bangers, but the return of some things I didn't see coming and some new ones that are kind of, tickling the old interest bone, getting that part of my brain going that, okay, this kind of looks like a little bit of a banger, but we shall see, as we do every year. And with the magic of editing, if you're on YouTube, you will see the livechart.me that we typically use. You can follow along with us at home if you're audio only, or you can check us out on YouTube and watch these wonderful graphics in your face. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they're there for. They wanted the visual content.
Indeed, sir. Wow, this is a good season.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a bad season. I did find it really funny that in the ordering, they typically do the ordering from most relevant or hyped downward when they do this. And the first thing I noticed is before even a long established shonen genre classic that people have just been like hype on for years is I'm a Spider, so what? I'm assuming it's ongoing. They're doing a 24. They're doing a double season dip. And okay, look. I'm not standing for I'm a Spider. I'm not standing for it.
No, really.
I'm not. But I will say I can tell what they're trying to base this on, and it speaks more to Slime. Because this show is essentially Slime.
Yeah.
It's literally a person who got reincarnated as a low-level monster and gains power, wild powers, by consuming their enemy.
Yeah, weird.
Slime, weird.
Where have we seen this before?
So I can't tell if Slime is carving out kind of this from rags to riches monster style sub-Isekai
niche.
Yeah, but the thing is, the formula works so well that they literally did. I know I kind of hyped it up a little bit from initially because the spider, design's pretty cute, but it is. It's endearing. It's very cute, but
it looks dumb as shit. I've never seen a spider that looks like that.
I wonder how many people said the same thing about Slime on the outset. Right? From the rip.
God, couldn't have been many.
It's a
fucking
right?
slime ball versus a spider that doesn't look like a spider.
That's all I'm saying is that this formula, I think we're going to see in more and more shows, but they're going to be more and more diluted from I always go back to the time I got reincarnated with my smartphone.
Yeah.
It's such a dilution of the fucking classic.
Right.
I wonder if Slime was so good, so breaking, because it truly is fucking amazing. They you're going to get diluted versions of it until we have basically, the time I got reincarnated as an orc, the time I got reincarnated as an insert your monster here.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have that now, right?
The time I got reincarnated as a goblin slayer. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. It's almost like they mashed two obvious ideas together that already worked. But I don't know. Does it feel like a cash grab? A little. Definitely a little bit.
I hope so.
It's basically figurine wazoo out here. Like they're selling buku merch, I'm assuming. Because I find the character designs of everyone, monster or otherwise, good, kind of adorable, very solid, but it just doesn't hold. It doesn't hold a candle to Slime. But they're trying to, which is fucked. I don't know.
I mean, I've never heard of Millipinci.
Yeah, I was about to click that and see what's good. They did the 2016 Berserk. Famous
Jesus
for its
Christ.
CGI.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed a lot of bad CGI in I'm a Spider, but they do turn to it sometimes, and
really,
it's not much more refined than Berserk, but they don't overdo it. I think they learned their lesson, but they haven't gotten better at CGI since.
Weird.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, we don't have the best CGI department here at Millipiece or whatever the hell. Millipency. But
you would think, 5 years later, the technology would have
after laughing stock's worth of bad CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen CGI in the same year that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Violet Evergreen is essentially an entire CGI show that looks
Evergarden.
I've never seen it.
Just so we don't get plowed.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I haven't seen it either.
Violet Evergarden, but I've seen clips and YouTube videos, and my God, it's gorgeous. But I'm told that it's literally meant to be a technical showcase. At least the first season was.
Huh.
So, here for it. I mean, maybe one day I'll watch it, but literally them admitting to me that there's no story here, just sit there and stare at it. I'm like, all right, I can do that with a lot of other anime, frankly, that has a story.
Yeah, like all of them, actually.
Like every single one. Speaking of one that's got a little bit of, they're dug their heels in, we got ourselves My Hero Academia 5th season. Are you as excited for this season? Maybe as you have been in years past with My Hero?
No. I don't know if I think we've read enough things now, like manhwa.
Yeah,
I felt like I've done a better job than what My Hero Academia has done, where I'm more interested in those than this. But I mean, we'll see. Like I'm not a hater. Like a lot of people have turned into haters from season 4, season 3. You know what I mean?
I'm not a hater. You're right. That's a good way to put it. I don't feel hate. I feel sad because this really was.
I feel nothing.
This show has made me numb, nihilistic, to my core. But this show, this IP, I mean, it really did pave a way for a little bit of a renaissance in the shonen genre about, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, just make it a really good fucking wheel. Right? And I would say for the first 3 seasons, they really had it. I think everything kind of fucked up post United States of Smash. Like, everything kind of went downhill. It was slower, and maybe that's on us. How could you possibly keep that pace up? Right? It was banging and flying for like 3 seasons, right?
I don't know. I mean, we talked about it last episode, like some things we thought we could have changed.
Yeah, go listen to that one. That was a really fun one.
But I mean, like I said, even in that episode, I'm really not sure what is so wrong about it right now, but it just feels a little aimless, and it's hard to see a path where he becomes the best hero from where he's at.
Since we've talked about it, I've thought more about the My Hero stuff, because you're right. You look at season 4 and 5, it seems from the surface to have all the chops of its previous seasons, but something's different. And to me,
here's what we need.
What you need?
My Hero Academia, but instead of Izuma Midoriya,
okay,
it's an actual hero that you eat.
Oh,
from Greek food.
Not a bad,
and it's just a bunch of different chefs trying to figure out how to make the ultimate hero.
So you're telling me you want an entire series about Sun Eater? That's literally his power. Is he eats whatever he eats, he can use.
Oh yeah, sure.
So literally Sun Eater.
Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah, let's do that. But I think I thought about it I felt more engaged and hyped up when they forget that Midoriya is a student, right? When he's put in situations, think of the stain stuff. Think of the All for One versus All Might. Those are all situations that they were internships outside of the school. Even the overhaul fight, that one best fight, that fuck that, shouldn't have won. But all those hype situations were him enacting himself as a hero and not a student. All the boring shit, the tests with other schools, the even the tests with.
So I don't think it has to be boring is the problem. I think they're just executing really bad on that.
That I can buy that,
because I think that's one of the main things that is cool about this.
Is that he's in a school setting,
a school
for heroes.
About fucking heroes. That's so lit.
But they don't lean. You're right. Maybe in the latter ones they didn't
need to lean into one or the other.
Tournament arcs. So this arc, I do know, this 5th season is going to be a Class 1A and Class 1B face off. Now that's going to be rad as fuck, I think, because there's an entire class worth of the best school in the nation, worth of heroes to be, that we've only seen maybe a couple of their quirks and never really in action. But we've also seen that Class 1A got so much better from the time they ever interacted with 1B since. So they have a lot of room to play, and we know that My Hero Academia does awesome tournament arcs. Oh, just great. So make this that. Make this that, and you have a 5th season on your hands, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a little bit of like a lack of focus, because every time they're doing something for school, like a massive fucking villain will come in and just blow it up. But only for them, and it feels like a little bit like, why are these guys getting freaking constantly like interacting with world-class demon like bad guys? It makes no sense.
That's a really good way to put it, because I mean, do you find it more engaging when they do invade 1A's kind of training situations and stuff like that?
I mean, a lot of cool things have happened, but it's like, it seems like they've got so much actual battle like experience at this point.
Right.
How can you possibly have 1B even be close to them?
Exactly. The only thing you can leverage is if they had gotten good internships, right? With a little battle experience mixed in. But you're right. Even I almost feel like if they say off screen 1B had just as much battle experience as 1A, cheapens the whole thing, 100%. Right? Because like, no, we didn't fucking see any of that. Like, we've been with 1A. Of course, I'm not going to support 1B.
Those guys are losers.
They're actual losers. I'm
dog water.
Rooting here for my
They're
boys.
Lost.
My boys Bakugo. My boys and gals, I guess. You know, everyone's boys. They're all the boys. Yeah, it doesn't matter who they are.
Berta.
Yeah, there it is. Maybe I'm just hopeful. Maybe I'm overly hopeful. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna I'm not gonna be a person that's ever like, well, I don't even want to see season 6, you know? So
right, exactly.
Regardless of what happens, I'm obviously remaining hopeful that they'll figure it out or have like a coherent kind of through line at some point that is enjoyable to watch.
Okay. And I guess as a natural next question, if season 5 bombs,
I'm still watching, but
I'm still watching. Yeah. I'm grumpy, but I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they're going back to the roots of this one, just from the trailers I've seen. It looks like we're gonna get something more akin to the early days. But I'm gonna knock on wood for that. Yeah, I've got to knock on the woods, guys, because that's very easily not something that could happen. Speaking of something that's not happening for me at all, is a new season of 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it. I haven't watched anything since, I want to say, season 3.
It was I think it was, for me, I watched a little bit after. It was season 3, the one with the Escanor versus, I forgot, Meliodas. Yeah, Meliodas and Escobar. No. I gave it a watch up to that. And
that's season 4.
Yeah, that sucked. Like,
yeah, I'm saying I didn't even see that whole season.
That had Naruto Shippuden filler episode level of budget for that animation. Like, it was bad, dude. And that for me sucked because I'm not we're not big manga guys, but apparently that's one of the most pivotal fights in the entire manga to this point.
Yeah.
And they did it so dirty. Like, that's one of the few seasons that I think a remake should be done. So why in the world would I feel inspired to watch 7 Deadly Sins, Dragon's Judgment? Would you recommend it? I don't know.
It seems to be the second half of whatever they're doing currently.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting.
Because it says episode 9 is in 2 days.
Word. All right.
So that would mean
it's
13 or whatever is happening when the season starts.
It's a 24. Yeah, it's a double dipper. But Studio Dean too. That's the fucked up part. Is that Studio Dean has done?
It's so fucked up.
Konosuba, like, they've done some great animated stuff. And Fruit Basket, Fate Stay Night movies. They did the Unlimited Blade Works movie. That's rad as fuck. So I mean, Studio Dean, I know you got the chops, buddy.
Yeah, what's going on there, bud?
What's going on, dude? What do you
Why do you have no budget for this? It's a show that everyone liked originally.
Yeah, that's weird. And they're doing Log Horizon.
Netflix. Like, what?
Fucking yeah. Yes, thank you. That's the one that pisses me off. They have Netflix publication cash. Yeah. Like, they got everything in their corner and they're still fucking up. Why? What is so important that you can't give this show, a very highly celebrated show, its due diligence? This is your ace in the hole.
Yeah, it should be the one that they're going after here, but you never can tell.
You never can tell. I don't know. Part of it too is that, Konosuba got real big in the 2017 era, and then maybe they're working on season I'm giving them excuses. What the
Yeah,
fuck am I
don't know,
doing?
man.
I don't know. I like Studio Dean. That's the thing. They put out some shows that I've really personally enjoyed. Their Fate Stay work is incredible, and I don't know. I get so salty when I see these studios flop on shit. They had no business flopping on. So, check out the first 2 seasons. Those are great. Go give those a watch.
It just seems like what could possibly have changed? It was the same people that did them.
Right. It
So
wasn't
what's wrong?
Wasn't a staff change. Wasn't a studio change. Well, it could have been a staff change.
Yeah, could have been.
Could have been a staff change. More on that later, because I'd like to do an episode of what went wrong with 7 Deadly Sins, because 2 seasons of absolute platty bangers, and then they really shit the bed thereafter. What happened? It couldn't be the story. The story is still there, but they just fucked up that quality real bad. Man.
I have no bloody idea, mate.
No bloody idea, mate. Oh, we got ourselves a comedy ichi fantasy harem magic one you want to hear about.
This is Demon Lord.
It is Demon Lord.
How not to summon the Demon Lord.
Omega.
Did you watch the first part?
No. Should I?
It's terrible.
Cool. All right. For anyone who is...
They should move ecchi to the front there and emphasize it to the millionth degree. It is...
I heard.
Potentially borderline hentai.
Are we talking like beyond Ari Feretta getting into kind of like isekai reviewers or interspecies reviewers level?
I think it's closer to that for sure.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, it's like hard to watch unless you're into that.
I guess, yeah, 2nd season after being summoned to another world as his character from a game, Diablo, real name Sakamoto Takuma, enjoys a life in a world just like his game where 2 women, Shara and Rem, both insist I'm the one who summoned him. Is that weird that they set a harem from... No, it's not. It's not weird, is it? They literally, like, from the outset, like, they fight over him from the second he shows up.
Yeah.
He has 2 women fighting over him. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What are you doing here? What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think it should be much lower rated than it is currently. So.
Yeah, it's popping though, but I mean, maybe it just knows its audience. Is that what you think? Like, maybe I will watch it. Why not?
Go for it, man.
Is there? Yeah.
It's terrible. I did not enjoy it one bit.
Wow.
Fell asleep watching it once, and it's just bad.
It doesn't even have a rating on the site.
Doesn't deserve one.
And how the fuck is 7 Deadly Sins an 8.08? Even still. Sorry, that's on me. That's just a me thing.
It's just off the back of its previous success, man.
It really is. You're totally right. God, I miss those fights. I miss those fights, man. There's something clean.
I miss Escanor.
I miss Escanor when he wasn't a JPEG.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Give me some goddamn PNGs.
He's a fucking JPEG.
He's a JPEG now. He's nothing. It's so sad.
It's an MP3.
Oh no.
Not even an MP4.
He's a meme that's been regurgitated by the internet a whole decade's worth of re-uploads. And he's basically 7 pixels strung together with an axe.
Yeah.
The poor guy.
He's 320p.
He's running at 320s. Oh, that's so fucked up. But they did it to him. Studio Dean did it dirty. But speaking of a show that we were just mentioning, it looks like That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is getting a slice of life flavor. Spinoff series called the Slime Diaries. I am here as fuck for that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Those like slice of life additional episodes at the end of season 1 were so boring.
You're right. Okay. You are right. I don't think this is going to be that, in my opinion.
It's Slime Diaries. What do you think it's going to be?
I'm saying, Dear Diary, I got reincarnated as a slime. Even in another world, lives aren't always on the line. There's plenty of work to be done, from feeding the community and forging the items the community needs, as well as plenty of play and hijinks throughout. Join Rimuru and friends as they kick back and enjoy their daily lives. I want to see, what I'm hoping this leans into is the building of Tempest. Like really diving into kind of infrastructure build, or
if I had to guess, it will be that way. But like,
right, I want to see.
You think that's going to be interesting?
I'll be here for it. You're right. I'm hoping, because I
the
see,
whole point of why slime is cool is because it has that aspect, but it also
has action.
Demon lords.
Yes, it does, and I think that so maybe the way you phrased it just now, I'm curious to see what the formula is if they remove it.
Yeah.
Do they change? Can they pivot? Or is this just a tie over? Because this is going to start immediately when season 2 ends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is this just tie over? Is this just kind of filler content?
Actually, season 2 might not even be done yet when this starts. It might be
maybe
24.
not. Maybe not. It might be a 24. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this is an interesting pivot. They're not doing quite a
Pivotus Maximus.
yes. What is it? A code red or code black? What's this? Sells at work. Sells at work. Code black. They're not doing this weird like multiple parallel universe bullshit. They're giving you another slice of a world that's been so well fleshed out that they felt there's more to talk about. So I think we have something here. If you're a Slice of Life fan and are also a fan of Slime, this might be that intersection for you guys. Just saying. 8-Bit's doing good work. They're doing great work. But this is the next one. This is my Hype Master 3000. This is, for me, the one that's going to win this season. Welcome to Demon School, iruma-kun season 2, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it's, I just commented on some, I think it was like, I don't know who it was, but something on Twitter. They asked, what's a show that had no business being as good as it was? I said, welcome to Demon School, iruma-kun.
It was so fun. There was action. It was well done. Seeing a character fall ass backwards in its success is always engaging.
It was great.
It's always good.
Great. It's great.
It's great.
It's freaking great, dude.
So, spoilers for season 1. Just an itty bitty spoiler that we saw at the very end of season 1. Iruma-kun woke up in kind of this grumpy ass state. Like he's gotten really abrasive and really kind of, do you remember that? Like he's just really mean to his grandpa, demon grandpa. And he just became like, kind kid to edgelord, angsty teen overnight. There's speculation that the demon world is pivoting with his brain. I want to see season 2. Maybe he is going to be more fully realized as a, potential shot for Demon King, Demon Lord than we thought.
I mean, it's obvious he's going to be the Demon King. He looks exactly like the Demon King.
That's true. However, I can't. I think it was a trailer or a teaser or something, or maybe it was just poster art where I saw what looked like another character that looked like iruma-kun next to iruma-kun. I wonder if he'll have, some kind of counsel with the past Demon King.
Yeah, so if you like shit like that, you would love Hitman Reborn.
I know you keep telling. I told you I watched a lot of the first part of it. I totally dropped it.
It's so bloody good.
Okay.
I'm actually pissed that people don't finish it.
That one I think I will finish. It's finished though now, right? Is it done?
Well, I mean, they didn't finish it.
What's that mean?
I don't know what it means.
They just left it
out in the open. They kind of
just
didn't finish the whole story, but it's so good. Even what they have finished was good enough.
And I think it's more like 150 episodes, something like that.
It's not short.
It's not short. I'd buy into it. I remember all the parts up to where I stopped, and maybe I will pick that one back up because I've been looking for like a long running shonen kind of thing. I just never seen, something that's kind of classic in its own right. Something I wouldn't, something with superpowers, maybe super long running.
What's happening
really
here?
celebrated. I just can't find the right one for me, I think.
You're trying to make a joke and I don't get it.
I don't know. I want it to be like single unit or something. Pirates preferably, because I do like pirates.
Right. Yeah.
But I just haven't found the right one for me yet.
Yeah.
Gangsters might be a nice second runner-up, right?
Yeah, potentially. Maybe
if
try that.
Be on the lookout though.
Maybe Shampoo or
not a bad. Yeah. So if you do find an anime
or Appare Ranman, that's an option.
That rips. Okay, yeah. So feed me some good long-running shonen pirate superpowered anime that's really celebrated by the community. And if you find one that works,
sure.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch. But,
nothing's coming to mind. I'll have to think about it.
We'll leave it for next week then. Not a problem. Oh man! But in the meantime, I will be
single unit. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm glad you picked up on single unit. Didn't think that was gonna be a thing.
That was it.
I love that. But yeah, in the meantime, I will be watching second season. I think iruma-kun is gonna slap. And again, it is the poster child of everything about this should not work, but it fucking works.
Oh,
And
it does.
if you want to laugh your ass off, because that's one of the few anime that made me laugh out loud by myself, go watch the first season of this and you will not be disappointed.
Such an easy watch.
It is.
And so much fun.
It's lighthearted, but also has really good lore and like everything.
It's just so much bloody
it's
fun.
Just bloody fucking platinum. Not a problem. Okay. I wasn't gonna bring this one up, but I've heard a lot of memes about this. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. And apparently it's kind of it's a manga that's been very long desired to be getting its own adaptation. But let me hit you with the synopsis. It's comedy, romance, slice of life. Not maybe our thing, but I think it's important people know about this one because, the memes are like white hot on Twitter.
Really?
Yes, and everyone wants this one. Nagatoro is a freshman in high school who loves teasing and torturing her older classmate. What her motivation and why does Senpai put up with her? It's not written very well. But does Nagatoro just want to create misery for Senpai? Or maybe she secretly likes him? It's like a tsundere that has, big brain energy. And am I going to watch it? Maybe not, but I think people need to know about it being in existence because, dude, people can't shut up about this show, this IP.
Yeah, so of course not. I'm not watching this. That's absolutely bonkers.
I might give it a religion of 3, but it's definitely kind of like
I just don't have time for this like weird view of romance.
you know time for that?
I don't have time for it.
But it's funny though. I find this is kind of along the same lines as what was the big titty short white hair chick? Uzaki-chan. This is that giving me that energy.
Okay.
Not big titties. No, not the Ichi aspect, but I imagine she looked cheeky as fuck though. Like she looks cheeky.
She does. I need the picture of the thing. She's like got this like lustrous smile.
It really is, and apparently that's like her. Like it's almost like Shinra from Fire Force is always smiling. Yeah, she's always smiling. That's some. Oh boy, that's some crazy energy if I've ever seen it. But I want people to know it's there because apparently the memes are hot.
Good luck, folks.
But yeah, speaking of something that we have not heard in a long time,
right?
My dark horse for the banger of this season, I think Iruma-kun's going to be the non-sleeper. This is the sleeper. Remake of Shaman King. Oh,
it says new anime.
It's a new anime.
I don't know. Hard to tell what it means.
So it's a completely new anime adapting all 35 volumes of the manga's complete edition. Holy shit, dude! I loved Shaman King as a kid. I fucking ripped Shaman King.
I've never watched it.
It's brilliant. Like it's shonen about.
It's brilliant.
It's more okay. It's kind of like it utilizes a Yu Yu Hakusho style where it's spirit world kind of detective-esque from the outset.
Yeah,
but it's more. It's kind of like think if Jujutsu Kaisen got a nice kid-friendly coat of paint. That's really what it is. You're exercising demons. You're using spirits as kind of your familiars to help. You can assimilate, kind of, digivolve with them and fusion some. I don't know. It's a fucking bonker show, and I am beyond excited that it's getting a 2021 full manga adaptation. Oh my god, because they did it the 4Kids justice, right?
Oh,
like the Sonic X treatment. They really did it dirty. They really did it dirty. But
Yikes.
But it's by Bridge, who did Fairy Tail. And it's
sure wasn't JC Staff.
I'm told that Studio Bridge did 102 episodes of Fairy Tail.
Oh, they did more than that, because you can see.
Oh, and they did the final series. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I guess they're all right then.
They all right.
I just find it weird because below this is Eden Zero, which is by the same author as Fairy Tail, and that's done by JC Staff, which I find intriguing.
I wanted to bring up Eden Zero when we got there, but we're already there. That one stuck out to me. That's a new one, right? That's a fresh take. It's not a sequel or anything?
I want to say there was an anime about, from Eden Zero before, but I don't know much about it.
Gotcha.
I just know that, look at it. It's basically Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I was gonna read the synopsis for the students. It is JC Staff, so it's pretty good quality stuff. Tags action, comedy, fantasy, sci-fi, shonen, and space.
Space, the final frontier.
That's a weird one. At Grand Bell Kingdom, an abandoned amusement park, Shiki has lived his entire life amongst machines. But one day, Rebecca and her cat companion Happy appear at the park's front gates. Little do the newcomers know that this is the first human contact Grand Bell has had in 100 years.
Oh.
As Shiki stumbles his way into making new friends, his former neighbors stir as an opportunity for a robo-rebellion. And when the old homeland becomes too dangerous, Shiki must join Rebecca and Happy on their spaceship and escape into the boundless cosmos. Curious. Space magic. Okay. All right.
Sounds like Fairy Tail in space. I mean, so it's funny. They're like essentially the same character models.
Let me take a peek at this.
It's Natsu with black hair instead of pink hair.
It totally fucking is.
Literally
Wait a minute.
is Lucy.
Whoa.
It literally is Happy.
It's literally Happy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Same guy who made it.
Buddy.
Same guy made it.
This is just a rebrand. Like, this literally feels like a Cells at Work Code Black situation here.
I'm not sure. This is like...
You have Lucy, you have everybody. She's Rebecca now, but like...
I don't know when he made this, but I want to say it's older than Fairy Tail.
No way. Yeah, hit the research on that one, because that would be shocking to me. If this is the kind of progenitor of the formula that made Fairy Tail successful.
I guess not. This was in 2018, so
okay.
It was like after Fairy Tail, I guess. And he was just like, let's do another series, and I already have all these characters.
Yeah, models. I feel like that flips the energy here, though, right? We're not looking at a progenitor. We're looking at an author who had this big banger, and it's just like, all right, what do I do? Okay, this, but in space.
Yeah.
Wait, for real? Yeah, we're not even going to change the color of the fucking cat. Everything's the same.
Or the name. Same cat.
It's the same cat. But what if they tie it in? Like, what if this is a multi-dimensional hopping cat that just happens to...
It's not super far off what they are.
That's what I'm saying.
So exceeds.
There you go. So, I mean,
it's just funny because it literally is Lucy, like the exact character model and clothes that she wears in the show.
And who's the red-haired chick in Fairy Tail?
Erza.
She's in the background, too. What the fuck?
She's my favorite character in the whole show.
From what I've seen, I like her a lot as well.
Yeah.
I do. But
Erza.
You're gonna the promise of big titty anime girls in this one is high, given it's the same author as Fairy Tail. It's all there. It's all good. I'll watch it. I'm gonna put that in my brain. I'm really keen on.
But you didn't watch Fairy Tail.
I get all the better, right? I'm not getting a rehash formula, and we've gone over this.
So
we've gone over this. I've watched a good bit of early Fairy Tail, up to when I learned about the Wizard Saints, but I didn't go much further than that.
I have no idea where that is in the show, but fair enough, man.
I watched a couple final battles, I'll say. A couple arcs worth of final battles.
Fair enough.
So what else we got here? We got
so there's a couple things here. We're just gonna go over quick because we don't know anything about them, but we're gonna, I don't know. There's one that
let's rip it.
Well, I mean, there is Megalo Box 2, which is a big deal.
I was gonna get there fucking so ready for that show.
Yeah. I don't know why it's called Nomad Megalo Box 2.
In the synopsis, I'll give you a little the students a little thing. So Nomad Megalo Box 2, made by TMS Entertainment, same people who did Dr. Stone. The synopsis is maybe some. This is gonna be a spoiler for Megalo Box Season 1. So just heads up, but go watch Megalo Box. It's the perfect blend of old and new anime in terms of an aesthetic.
Open my Megalo Box.
Open Megalo Box and insert your Nomad, please. Thank you.
Yikes.
Yeah, whatever. In the end, Gearless Joe was the one that reigned as the champion of Megalonia. A first ever Megalo Box tournament, fans everywhere were mesmerized by his meteoric rise of Joe, who sprung out from the deepest underground ring to the top in a mere 3 months without the use of any gear. And here it is. 7 years later, Gearless Joe is once again fighting in the underground matches, adorned with scars, and once again donning his gear, but now known only as Nomad. So his new code name is Nomad. So I guess he must have won and then dipped out for 7 years. That's interesting to me.
Maybe he's like a fucking maybe he's like a underground wrestler.
Wrestler. He's like the Nacho Libre of the of the
or
boxing
he's like
world.
Or Logan before he got taken into the fucking X-Men.
The X-Mans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Them X-Mans.
But
yeah, I'm obviously, I mean, it was a gorgeous show, really cool kind of idea, fun stuff. I'd like to know why he's, went from the most famous guy in the world to an absolute nobody
in 7 years. So that opens the way for a lot of interesting flashback style storytelling. But at the same time, I kind of would have liked to just see a continuation of his story, right? I think a fall as the second season would be more interesting than this kind of, I wouldn't call him washed up, but it's kind of how they're
washed.
Yeah, they kind of portraying him as a washed up fighter, right? And again, I'm here for it. I think they're gonna tell it in a very interesting way because I did love the storytelling style of Megalo Box 1. So I'm here for number 2. Really feels like an anime that is outside of its own time period visually, but that's all I got for that one, frankly.
This one's kind of weird. I don't know what the American name is, but Fumetsu no Anara-i.
Oh, wait, I saw that. There it is.
It is adventure, drama, fantasy, shonen, and supernatural. A lonely boy wandering the Arctic regions of North America meets a wolf, and the two become fast friends, depending on each other to survive the harsh environment. But the boy has a history. And the wolf is more than meets the eye as well.
Ooh. Okay, a couple things stand out to me.
It looks Inuit.
Yeah, it looks Inuit as fuck. I like that they are, let me zoom in for the class on this poster. Yeah, dude. I wonder if there is this attempt to capture the Vinland Saga vibe. But this show looks like they're going to play even heavier into the mysticisms of kind of ancient real cultures, which that to me might be interesting.
I agree. There's a chance that that's going to be good.
Okay. And it's by Brains Base,
which we've heard recently.
We have. Why. They did Inspector, which was whatever, but they did Durarara and Blood Lad, which were 2 bangers. Yes, exactly.
One of my top 5 favorite shows of all time. Got to be.
Wait a minute.
Bakano as well. That's good.
They did Spice and Wolf, which I know Danny from Anime Summit's a huge fan of, and all you romance folk out there are kind of big fans of. But they did some interesting stuff. Bakano.
Which, are you seeing these in English?
When you click the show, you see it. This show is called To Your Eternity.
Oh, you can just switch it to English titles. Well,
yep. There you go.
We'll do that.
It's totally okay. I was just hoping that the bus hits you on the way out.
Assassination Classroom special. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. This one I didn't realize was a thing, but I did a little research on this one because I feel like this would have been something I would have liked a lot. Production IG show called Moriarty the Patriot, but part 2 is coming out. Did we miss part 1?
Yeah, people like this a lot.
Yeah, I know. I think I might actually pick this one up soon. And
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Historical, mystery, psychological, and shonen. Are you kidding me?
Wholeheartedly.
I'm out here busting shit up. But yeah, this looks like something I need to go back and watch because I totally missed it. But people were clamoring on even Mal.
The world was abuzz.
They were abuzz with
the
Moriarty.
Sound of Moriarty.
And
Sherlock.
Oh, Sherlock. He's. I wonder, is it actually about that?
I don't know.
The villain, but seen from his perspective.
Don't know.
Be curious to see that one. Another one that really tickled the old fancy was
Zombieland Saga Revenge by Mappa.
No, I did Mappa. I did see Mappa pop up, and I'm like, I know Zombieland shit. Never mind.
Here's the weird part. It says comedy, music, supernatural. That's a weird group of things to put together.
Do you know what this show's about?
No.
It's literally about zombies that a guy resurrected to be an idol group.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I watched a couple clips on YouTube. They have some funny jokes sprinkled in here or there. But the fact that, like, when I looked at Zombieland Saga, it was clip, review, everything else. Like, there were 2 clips of iconic moments in an entire season, and that's it. No one else made clips of it. And you can kind of tell because Crunchyroll will make clips.
Yeah.
they didn't make shit for this. Like,
Interesting.
so maybe that's changed, but they're getting a revenge, I guess.
Très interessant.
Fruit Basket, the final. I don't know what that means, but it's also TMS Entertainment, so they're looking to come out strong. But the one that triggered me a little bit, got the old sleeper pick engine running in my brain.
It's not a sleeper. I already know what you're going to say. This is a very well touted.
Is it really?
Yes.
86?
No. Okay, you're wrong.
What did you?
Tokyo Revengers.
We'll hit that. We'll hit that one in a second. We will. But now I'm
I
already
thought you were
on
going to
it.
say that.
A1 Pictures is doing this one. It's a drama sci-fi that it's sort of online, so you know at least, and Darling in the Franxx, so you know from a visual standpoint, Kageyama, Love is War, and OG. They did the OG.
Kaguya.
Yeah. Is it Kaguya-sama?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Love is War. But they did Seven Deadly Sins, the early shit.
Okay.
Yes. So we know we got a good studio on our hands. Ahem. A War Without Casualties. This is long. I'll just do the first one. In truth, there is no such thing as a bloodyless war. Beyond the fortified walls protecting the 85 Republic territories lies the non-existent 86 sector. The young men and women of this forsaken land are branded the 86 and stripped of their humanity, pilot the unmanned weapons into battle. Unmanned, quote unquote. Definitely has maybe a Pacific Rim vibe to it. They kind of
it wishes it had a Pacific Rim
sure,
vibe.
but it's got drone wars all in the brain. It's gonna be a drone thing, but
yeah, I mean, from the poster, it looks a little bit CGI for the little monsters.
Mhm.
Something is going to be complete garbaggio.
yeah,
That's my opinion.
that's fair. I think I'll give it a watch because it's not often you find a sci-fi drama flat. Like it's normally coupled with shonen or supernatural, or it's coupled with a fantasy. But this one is just leaning on some sci-fi chops, and
It's just Matrix.
It's just the Matrix. You're right. You're right. It's just the Matrix. What was the animated one called? The Animatrix?
Ooh,
I think it was the Animatrix, the Animatrix.
it's something like that.
Yeah, but this is just
Yes.
it's a worse version of that.
It's
Frank.
rehashing.
It's rehashing some shit. Okay, tell me a little bit about Tokyo Revengers.
Okay.
Okay. I'm curious about this.
So, Som has touted this for years.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Shout out Sam.
over
All right.
on Anime Summit.
Okay.
And I believe I may have heard her talking about it with, I want to say Noxie or one of those other, podcasts that specialize on manga.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, I don't know much about the studio lead in films, but not that important. Action drama, school shonen. Okay.
Huh.
Takamichi Hanagaki is a freelancer that's reached the absolute pits of despair in his life. He finds out that the only girlfriend he ever had in his life that he dated in middle school, Hinata Tachibana, had been killed by the ruthless Tokyo Manji gang. I feel like it should be Majin, but whatever.
Fair.
The day after hearing about her death, he's standing at the station platform and ends up being pushed over onto the tracks by a herd of people.
Heard you say.
Why is that the interesting part?
Oh no! I thought it was an entire group of random strangers all turned and pushed a guy onto the tracks, not like bumped in by like.
I think it might just be a little bump action.
I think it would have bump. I was hoping this weird pivot. Okay, keep going. It's fine.
He closes his eyes, thinking he's about to die, but when he opens his eyes back up, he somehow had gone back in time 12 years. Now that he's back, living the best days of his life, Takamichi decides to get revenge on his life by saving his girlfriend and changing himself. That
he'd been running away from.
That's kind of a weird way of writing that sentence.
Yeah.
But yeah, that he'd been running away from. So basically, it's a little bit like Erased.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Except for, I think what's cool about it, from what I understand, is that he's able to at some point go back to the present and see what has changed, and continually go back to try to change.
Now that's cool. So
Yeah.
we can kind of pivot, like, oh, that was a fucking awful decision. Go back, and then just not do it.
It's literally Butterfly Effect, the anime, and that's a great anime.
Okay.
A great movie.
I'm here for that. And I think the way Erased approached this time travel concept was interesting. my opinion of that show is that they kind of faltered in the way they portrayed their antagonist, and the reveal was kind of sloppy, but all around still a really good show. But that idea of popping back in your own timeline is already cool enough. If what you're saying is true, I'm not going to stand it, but the hype is building.
I'm also not sure if what I'm saying is true. But
fair. You may have just implanted a seed that will never grow in my brain. How dare you?
Fair. You know, you never know, right?
So being able to see the fruits of your own labor in your timeline pivoting as you make decisions, that concept is wild as fuck to me.
Pretty cool.
That'd be great. Because imagine a storyline like that where you make a decision in kind of a moment that didn't feel right, and you go in the future and everything's burning, like literally world ends. And then you try to go back and reverse it, and world's still ending. And you're like, what the fuck did I do?
It's a little bit like...
What did I go back and do? Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched it, but The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I love Umbrella Academy. Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, where they're trying to stop the end of the world.
In number
so
5,
they're
being
like,
able to...
hopping through time and trying to figure out what they can change to fix, the end of the world.
What do you do here? Yeah. And I love, and the season 2 way they played time travel, where they're kind of like sprinkled in the general time area, but not quite all in the same spot. Great ways to kind of mangle with the time traveling formula. This has energy there. That's a pretty cool way to play it. What you said better be fucking right.
If it's not, it doesn't matter. The point is, Some Things is really good. So I think it has a really good chance of being good. A little like social proof from our friends.
Sam does have pretty good taste. If she's going to say something, it's going to fucking happen. Like, you need to do it.
I mean, like... I wouldn't say it's like a social imperative. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of good. Some,
out
there. But the recommendations I've gotten from some have always kind of turned into bangers, even if they're not my thing. Like, I can at least respect it, like what is there. So even if I'm like, I didn't like it, but I can understand it's a great show. This one, I don't think I'm gonna fucking watch it, but I found it funny. It's a comedy fantasy shonen called Dragon Goes House Hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just hit you with a synopsis super quick. When a dragon fails to live up to the fearsome standards set for him, his family kicks him out. He embarks on a quest to find a new home, but soon finds that life on the road is no place for a cowardly beast of legend. In a fantasy world full of elves, dwarves, and other mythical creatures where everyone wants a piece of him, literally, the frustrations of house hunting reach a whole new level. Now I'm not going to watch this. But I like the idea of a creature historically famously feared being an absolute pussy. Like, that to me is actually pretty funny. Like, I don't want to be scary. I just want to own a 2-bedroom suite, a flat out in the middle of, I don't know, outer borough shit. That's what I want. I want good rent, maybe. Utilities included, carte blanche access to the business center.
I guess I question how he's going to find a house big enough.
I know, right? Like, how do you do it? It's a land of mythical creatures, but they're all built for elves and dwarves and other things. He's literally a legend.
So how's he going to find a house? We got to find out.
Well, next up on HGTV, we're going to get this person a house for $1.5 million budget somehow. What do?
I sharpen colored pencils.
I don't do anything. I'm a dragon. I don't have a profession. You have a hoard though, right? Oh, I mean, a little hoard. We got it from my parents. Wow, we got $1.5 million gold allowance, and we got to find this guy a house. Oh God, I think the concept is funny. It doesn't really get me excited, but
I think it's gonna be straight up garbage.
I think I'm gonna pick this up like bottom of the barrel at the end of like. Check me back in like June. Check me in June when I had nothing else to watch. I'm gonna hit this. Pretty hard.
All right, I'm gonna pop off just a couple quick.
Get me. Yeah, I'm trying to see what else we got. We're kind of running a little dry here.
So this one's got an interesting animation style. I don't know if it's gonna be good though. The World Ends With You, the animation.
Oh yeah, I did.
Action adventure.
What does this look like to me? Hold on.
I don't know. It looks like a comic almost.
The thick lines. Yeah, it looks pretty stylized. I like this a lot.
We've got Shadow's House, Seinen Slice of Life Supernatural by Cloverworks.
Got me some Cloverworks. All right.
Faceless shadow nobles living in a vast mansion attended by living dolls who spend much of their time cleaning up the soot and endlessly emitted by their mysterious masters.
Interesting.
Follow the story of Imiko, a young and cheerful living doll, as she learns her duties serving as the attendant for Kate Shadow-sama.
Living dolls, like some Death Parade shit.
I mean, it's seinen slice of life. I gotta be like
that's kind of curious. Yeah, one we do have to bring up and give a little bit of credence to.
Digimon
Godzilla SP.
Okay, good.
No, Digimon.
It's right there. Digimon 21.
I saw it. Everyone knows.
Digimon,
so
digital monsters.
The reason why I think this is gonna probably maybe rip
Bones and Orange.
There it is. Bones and Orange teaming up to do Godzilla.
Gojira.
What? God damn. It's an original story too. It's totally baked. Like it's totally original.
Totally baked.
It's baked in house, baby.
Me and my family very much enjoy Godzilla.
Yes.
Which, trivia for you guys, it is the series with the most sequels in the world.
Oh yeah, didn't we figure that out in trivia? Yeah. A little trivia for us then and you now.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, like these studios are bangers. Everyone knows Bones, Orange, Beastars, Black Bullet, Dimension W, which is more my thing. But and I mean they just have and they did a Star Fox webtoon. Oh, all right, more at 11. I'm gonna dabble into that one and maybe hit you guys on the sidebar with that one. But but yeah, they did Beastars. So from a visual standpoint, they have the chops. But I'm curious why the blend of these two studios for this? Why exactly? Do you think that because they have that?
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
Orange did all the CG for Godzilla, and I think Bones did all the human stuff.
And if that is the case, I am so fucking in because.
Yeah, you never know, but sometimes it just comes to you in a blind fury.
Yeah, you got
it's
more?
A match made in heaven.
You got a little more. Bones and Orange. That alone, I want to see the work of what a brainchild between those are, because Bones has quite the reputation for making pretty good homegrown shit. Frankly, their reputation's better than Studio Trigger. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of,
a
triple S. Dynazenon.
Action mecha sci-fi. Okay. I don't know what it is about mech.
Zero synopsis.
Yeah, we got nothing here.
Which scares me a bit, but it does have the traditional Trigger style, kind of like MC.
Yeah, the designs look cool. I just don't know. Something about me and mech, man. It's got to be really fine. Like the mech application in anime is not my bag.
I don't hate mech, man.
Yeah, Gios didn't hate it. Gurren Lagann, I know you
didn't hate Gios. I hope not.
I didn't hate Gios. Well, fucking, how could you? It's just
an actual
roller coaster. But Gurren Lagann didn't hate that one too much. Like Evangelion, you don't hate that one too much. I wasn't a big fan of Darling in the Franxx mech, all things considered, either.
It would have been better if there wasn't so much like weird, suggestive.
Yeah, literally ride my ass. Like, this is how you have to pilot it.
Unnecessary.
It's a two-man system, but one of the men or humans in it need to be in, doggy style.
Yeah, laying down doggy style right in front of the guy.
Well, we need it. We need it to work. That's how you drive
else can
them.
This machine work?
I'm sorry. Did you build this? Do you understand the orbital mechanics required to pilot something in space?
I figure it out.
Good. Now get on your fucking knees. Like get it a doggy style. Oh, it's so bad. What else we got here? We got any other?
Not really. That's pretty much it, folks.
That's pretty much it.
That's a lot of shows.
It is, and some I didn't expect. Some new ones that could be something. We got another Yu-Gi-Oh for some fucking reason. It's literally called Sevens. What does that mean? They just give up? Next one's going to be called Eights? Like, are we done here?
One of my favorites was Yu-Gi-Oh! DX, I want to say it was. Yeah. And it's like, game on, gotta get your game on. And it was
gotta get your game on.
The Slifer Red, Raw
Obelisk,
Yellow, and Obelisk Blue.
Yeah.
And it was this like cool little school kind of environment where, the Slifer Red were the garbage can class that had this like terrible little hut outside on, way out in the woods. And then Raw was treated better. And then, of course, Obelisk was the best. And it was like this big battling school environment. It was awesome.
That sounds actually kind of rad.
It was great
All right.
back in the day.
Back in the day. Quick movie check before we end this one off. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 Fate movies coming out. Because I guess, fuck, we need more of those, right? I can't even keep up. Like,
Oh, why not?
only ones I've ever watched were the first one, Unlimited Blade Works, and the Apocrypha that was on Netflix. I watched it on a plane one time. Looked great. Wrote like shit, but
you watched Apocrypha on a plane?
I did, yes. And it was fun to watch, but the guy next to me was looking at me super weird.
I've never watched anime on a plane. I'm too worried about
really?
them, seeing me watch some random shit that I don't even know is about that.
I made friends with a guy on a plane over anime back when I was traveling to New York for work. I was what was I watching? It was a Netflix show. It must have been, maybe it was back in the Beastars era. I don't know, but
I hope you were not watching Beastars on a plane.
no, it was the episodes around that time. It was,
oh my god, that would have been so bad.
I know, I get it, but
so you're a furry, huh?
Yeah. And then the worst part, they're really hype on me now. Like, oh, this is a 2.5 hour ride. That drink cart, I'm gonna need that coming around a little bit. We have a Cells at Work movie for some reason. Return of the Strongest Enemy. A huge uproar in the body's bowels. I don't like where that's going. It's a diarrhea movie. And
yeah, and we're not in for it.
I'm not in for it. I think that's really, really it for the season. So thoughts? I mean, it looks strong. I think it's gonna be strong in a different way than this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as like pure octane bangers.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be pretty strong. I mean, you do have some in there, like Megalo Box 2 might be interesting. Obviously, iruma-kun is good for us. I don't know if it's like, long-term good.
I think
My Hero, could be good. You never know.
Yeah, 7 Deadly Sins won't be, but we all kind of knew that. Shaman King. That I think what we're seeing here is winter 2021 will be the season this year that is marked with all of the sequels and the big bangers that had their seasons pushed off, right? That they had to work on it and let it lie a little dormant until things got a little bit more loose about, or just take more time. But these maybe be the originals that we would have seen in 2020, like the new stuff, the Inuit one we were talking about, like Shaman King, that one about Nagatoro-san basically teasing her older classmate, but it's getting a lot of hype on Twitter. A lot of these they were talked about and now hyped, but there's more of an original presence here. We're not seeing a lot of sequels.
Yeah.
At least we are in winter 2021. But hey man, I'm here for it. This season looks to continue kind of riding the wave of 2021 where if this holds up, this is looking like a great year for anime.
For real.
Like, I'm already blown away by what I have right now, and I cannot wait for more. But thank you all for coming to class. If you want to listen with your eyes and your earballs, all of the senses, all of the anime, hello, YouTube gang.
Yo.
I'm going to actually do this tonight. I'm in my new space. I don't have internet quite yet. I get internet Tuesday. So by the time you record this,
that is so long to not have internet.
I know, but my hotspot, I was watching YouTube and anime all day with my hotspot. I'm flying, baby. I'm getting it done.
You have unlimited on that?
I do have unlimited
then
on that.
Then let it rip.
I'm letting it
Fuck
rip.
It.
Thank you, Verizon and Big Daddy Corporate Phone Daddy, whatever. If you want to listen with just your ears and not your eyes, audio only, single focus, you can check us out anywhere you get your podcast fix. From Spotify to Apple and everything in between. Leave us a 5-star review on both YouTube. Well, YouTube, you just like us and leave us a comment. On Apple, leave us 5 stars and a written review. It helps us pop up on all mediums, all platforms, all the anime goodness. Hit us up on Instagram at weebology.podcast. We got memes and news and sometimes giveaways.
We should probably do one of those eventually.
We probably should do one of those. We did one once.
Yeah.
We'll do another one soon. Because we're getting that merch game going. If you want to give us some monetary love, only if you can, come on over to patreon.com/weebology. $1 and up gets you into the Discord with all of the other patrons and all of our past guests. So if you had somebody you want to talk to, drop it in there and give them a little, what's up?
Yeah, talk shit to them.
Talk shit to them, and they'll definitely respond. They'll definitely respond back to you, I'll tell you that. And $3 and up gets you the syllabus sidebar, our lo-fi, high vibes, sometimes anime, sometimes not. side podcast where we talk about our lives, work, things going on in the world, and everything in between. We have some extra segments that we do some fun stuff sometimes. And, you know, we've been a little light on that. Like I said, I've been all day moving. He's been NBA grooving. We're kind of in the middle of a lot of shit going on right now, but we do promise we'll get back on a weekly schedule with that one because those things are really easy to stand up. We just start ripping.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
a problem.
they're fun.
They're fun. Still coming over.
It's a
and check it
fun
out.
time, guys.
And what else we got? Twitter, @weebologyp. And if you want to just give us some old school email love, say hi, tell us an anime we should watch, and get on the list, weebologypodcast @gmail.com. Come over and say hi the old school way.
Sounds like a plan, folks. Thank you for coming to class.
Yes, and I'll be finishing this episode and then going to move all of my shit. But until I'm not living out of boxes, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Ethan.
And this has been Weebology.
Deuces.
I will be living out of cardboard for a hot.
He's a cardboard.
I'm a cardboard man.
He lives under a bridge now. That's
Blown
his
over
new
by
house.
the wind.
It's surprising that they can get Wi-Fi under a bridge.
But not until Tuesday.